All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to, wow, we're kind of halfway through week 3 of our intro to FDN series, Discovery Series, whatever the heck they're calling this. I told you guys yesterday, my mind has gone completely rogue. Once I get into like the third week of live events, we lose Ev for a little bit. He's here physically, but we lose him mentally. And we are going to be talking to Lucy Korup, who is our executive director of our graduate group. So this is a really important one for those that are still considering the course, or also for those of you that have joined the course already. We've had many people join FDN so far this year, so I guess it was smart. Lucy, I've always been joking with our speakers about this. I'm sorry to be a broken record for our audience. And if you guys are on, please drop a hello below. We'd love to talk to you. But I've been like a broken record with this. Do you remember the time, which seems like it was like 5 or 6 years ago? Maybe it was just before the pandemic. I feel like this never happened prior to 2020. Do you remember when Black Friday was like a day or a weekend and that was it? And now I'm getting messages and emails and texts in October being like, our Black Friday sale has started. I feel like every brand does it the whole month now. But it wasn't that long ago that it was a day or a weekend.
So I'm not from America.
True. Good point.
We didn't have Black Friday until actually after I left and moved to the States. So I feel, for me, since I've been here, I feel like it's always been that way, and it's never just been a day.
Okay.
But I've heard the stories about how it did used to be the one day, and people would line up outside Best Buy or something, and that would be it. But
did you guys do any major sales, like a major sales day across the pond?
Yes. So we have Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas. Very similar.
Oh, and it's after Christmas. Okay, well, that's so weird because their whole reason that they call it Black, you know the origins of Black Friday, correct?
I actually don't.
Well, because the company's now like making money for the year.
What do you mean? Oh, okay.
Yes, that's literally why they call it Black Friday. So they do all these sales, and a lot of the big companies, if you actually look at their books, they really did not make money until this happens. Then the holiday season happens, the spending goes up significantly, and they're good to go. Okay. So, yes. Anyway, all right. So Lexi misses the crazy Black Friday days. It was so nostalgic. Yes, that is true. I was never like someone who really went out for that, but I did do it one time with my mom and my sister, and I'm glad that I did. So we stayed up because here, what you used to do, I guess some people still do this, but there's really no reason when the Black Friday sale starts on October 30th. We used to stay up all Thanksgiving, so you kind of sleep in on Thanksgiving. You stay up all day and maybe get a little bit of a nap if you're lucky, and you do Thanksgiving with your family. And then you literally go out shopping at 11 p.m. or 12 a.m., and that's when you start. And all the stores would be open the whole time. It was fun. Yes, thank you, Melissa McCarthy. They're in the black instead of in the red. She knew. Right. So that is why they call it Black Friday. Okay. Very good. All right.
I've learned something new today.
Yes. So I am actually very privileged to live near Lucy now. We're both in Austin. I am not in Austin right now. I'm visiting my parents for Thanksgiving up in very cold Pennsylvania. And I will say it's kind of getting a little awkward, Lucy. I don't know if you have this with your family, because of course you left a lot of family behind when you moved to America. And it depends on if you're like neutral about it. You like where you live a lot more now. You don't like it. That could be, I never really asked you that. But for me, now I'm like the person that comes home and I'm like looking at the rest of my family, like, what are you guys doing? Like, it's 70 degrees down there. Like, Lucy's on a thing. She's getting pulled by a jet ski. It's November. Do you see her Instagram story? Like, that's what's happening right now in Austin. You guys are in jackets. Like, this sucks. So yeah, they're a little bit jealous, but I don't know if you get that with your family when you go back.
Oh, definitely. Because I'll be complaining about how hot it is. Because I'm ready for winter. I'm just putting that out there. I don't need to snow and for it to be super cold, but I would like some kind of winter. Mm-hmm. So they get sick of me either complaining that there's no winter or that it's 105.
Yes. Yes. And I never even realized, I feel this is definitely an American thing. I never actually had looked on a map in terms of where everything is at geographically, and you don't realize how far north so much of Europe is.
Oh, yeah.
You look at I would have known, I'm not stupid. I know Norway and Sweden and Finland obviously are far north, but the major cities there, which would be Oslo, Stockholm, and Helsinki, respectively, I would have never guessed that if you look at where they're at on a map, it's like the same latitude as northern Canada. And you're like, you guys are freezing. Like, what's going on? So
we get cold. Alexis, is MN, is that Montana. That's not Montana, is it?
That is Minnesota, foreigner.
Minnesota. Okay, first snowfall. See, I'm a little bit jealous of the snow. I'm just gonna. I want everything. I want seasons. I'm in the wrong state for seasons.
I swear we're getting to something soon. Lucy and I are friends. This is the problem. What are the letters for Montana? Because now I can't even think about that. It's MT. You know, I don't know that I ever see someone abbreviate that. I just knew the Minnesota one, but fair enough. All right, let's get into the important stuff today for you guys. So again, Lucy Karup is our executive director of our graduate group. It is a big job. I say this all the time. I don't care how casual you make it seem. I feel like you're a very chill person in general, very kind. But like, there's a lot that goes into this. You are dealing with people every day. There's 1,200 people in this group. And I want to say this very clearly because people sometimes think, oh, wait, you guys only have 1,200 graduates in FDN? No. There's 1,200 people out of our thousands of graduates who actually choose to be part of a paid membership. It's $33 a month. Now, you never need to be a part of AFDNP, our graduate group, to be an FDN, to do the things. You don't need to do it. But when you hear what's offered in it, almost anyone nowadays chooses to do it. I think we actually lost, unfortunately, a lot of graduates from being a part of it because we started it later. This was not something that was available day one of the FDN course. So it's kind of amazing. I've realized how many people either just unsubscribe from emails or they don't look at the stuff because, we switched our affiliate platform months ago. I just had Rachel Smith. We both know Rachel. Rachel's highly competent. Like, she gets everything done. And she just asked me, hey, why don't my links work? So I'm just saying this in the sense of, like, people don't even know that we have this new platform. And I feel like with the graduate group, the grads from 5-10 years ago, they have no idea sometimes that there's this amazing resource for them. And we can't always hunt them down. They're all over the world. So the graduate group is great. There's so many things that are offered. I would love to know. So what does a day in the life of Lucy look like? Because, again, I tell you every time, it's not a job I would want. I think it's incredibly tough. I don't think he gets enough credit. So what does a typical day or week look like for someone that is running this whole graduate group?
I mean, you kind of hit it on the head. It's very much taking care of our members. So obviously there's a lot of us. I also deal with graduates generally, like even if they're not in AFDNP. So a lot of emails, a lot of communication. Obviously we send out our weekly AFDNP newsletter to clue people in on what's going on within the membership, because we run a lot of calls every week. We do at least, I'll say at least one, but it's more often than not much more than that. Last week it was 3. This week it's 2. The next week it's going to be 4. So there's a lot going on. My purpose, I want to support the grads. There's a whole big world out there. There are updates on supplements, on the labs that we use, on markers, things like that all the time. And the great thing about the FDN course is not only do you get access to the course for life, so all of the updates and everything we do, you will always get those as long as the course lit exists. But we will also bring you training in AFDNP for those updates as well. So instead of you having to spend so much time like researching what's new because things change like that, we're going to bring that to you. Mm-hmm. And as well as kind of those updates, I really want to make sure our graduates are supported. So we offer marketing calls. So we do a once a week business call. Sometimes Ev likes to pop into that call, so you might see him around. And then we do kind of other rotating calls. Like today we have a call with Designs for Health. We're going to be going over part of their, they have certain aspects to their, like if you sign up with them, their portal that we're going to be going over today. And the grads are really excited about that because they get commissions and things like that on the supplements that they use to support their clients. So just honestly, it's my days, my weeks, they're all about support and bringing further education to our graduates.
I see at least 3 trainees on, and I'm glad that they're excited for it. I think this is what we've done a better job at nowadays, is really highlighting it before people even graduate so that they understand. Like, we've always wanted it to be designed, guys, that it is a logical decision. Like, it should be pretty much a no-brainer for anyone that is graduating from FDN. And this is something that's worth mentioning because we're in the midst of our largest Black Friday sale ever. So I was joking how every company now seems to start in October. We didn't quite do that, but we expanded our sale by weeks compared to what we normally do. It really is normally Black Friday to Monday historically. And we started on November 10th this year, and we're going to be finishing December 1st. So we do have $2,000 off the course for paying in full. That's actually up to $3,500 off. And you can get that automatically just by going to our website. There's no special code. There's no special link. We do have a link for it, but again, it's everywhere on the website so that you can easily get yourself enrolled and be good to go. If you do need to talk to someone from the team, we're kind of getting into crunch time because here's the thing. Today's Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving. We got Thanksgiving tomorrow, and we do actually have sessions for you guys tomorrow, only because we also have an international audience. Not everyone's from America. We understand that. We have a lot of Canadians that are FDNs, a lot of people in Europe and Australia that are FDNs, and some other countries and continents around the world. So we want to make sure that we're honoring them as well. And thank God our COO happens to be Canadian. So she is not off tomorrow, right? She's not doing Thanksgiving. So she will be here. Yes.
Is she running them? I was wondering. I was like, who's doing the session?
Yes, Brandy will be running one tomorrow, I believe. I know that we have a pre-recorded one as well. I actually got to double check my schedule. I could be talking out of my butt here. Let me see what's going on. I think it actually might be pre-scheduled stuff, but we do have at least one thing going on for you guys, so that'll be cool. And hopefully for our American-based folks, you're actually with your family or people that you care about and love and doing something cool there. So you can get the Black Friday sale anywhere on the website. What's cool about FDN, we went over this yesterday. Lucy, we had actually never done this, so you'd probably think this is cool. We did our first ever live program comparison. So we had Jen Maleka on, myself, and Brandy Buskow, and we went over everything. Like we did IIN, IHP, FMU, all the things. If you're watching right now and you're thinking, wait, I would love to watch that after this, it's right on our YouTube, super easy. Under that live tab on our YouTube, that's where all of these things exist. So if you're part of this Discovery Series for Black Friday, you get access to the replays for free. We don't want to charge you for that, and you will have permanent access to them. We'll keep it up there. So you can literally go watch that just under our live tab on our YouTube channel at FDN Training. There's probably another place to do that as well, and you guys might already know about it. So there's a whole tech team that does these things. I just give you the simple one. Just go to our YouTube channel, go to live. But when we did those comparisons, the reason I'm bringing this up is even something like IHP. We like the program. We had mostly only good things to say about them. Actually, we had nothing bad to say, just, hey, this is who it might be for, who it might not be for. But some of these programs, you need to buy multiple layers to get all the stuff. So again, IHP is great and all, but to become a true practitioner through them, you're going to need to go through multiple different levels. FDN is the price that it is because it's one and done. You do this, you will have the tools that you need to go out and immediately start doing this as a job, possibly even get hired somewhere else, which we'll talk about today with Lucy's job board that she has in the graduate group. But the other thing, too, that I don't think we highlight this enough on the front end, and considering it's mainly me on the front end, I could do a better job of this, is when you are in that graduate group, last I checked in with you, I know that there was confirmed over 950 hours of archived content. And I'm not misspeaking. 950 hours is what it was last time. Have we reached 1,000 yet?
Do you know, I haven't checked. I should have done that before we got on. But like I said, we're doing at least one call a week. More often than not, it's more than that. It's 2. So I would be very surprised if we haven't. I might be able to pull it up really fast.
No worries. Yeah. Certainly by the time any of these folks would graduate, I think we would hit it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, if we haven't, we'll hit it by the end of the year. Like there's no.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So this is the other thing too that you guys need to consider. I mean, these trainings are quite advanced, to the point where we've actually had to take the opposite approach sometimes and let people know that when they're in the graduate group, hey, calm it down, right? This is stuff that you chew on over time. It's like an elephant, right? You eat it one bite at a time. You don't just do this all at once. It's there to support you, to make you better, not that you need any of it to be in FDN. And I hope that that's clear. So when you invest in FDN, yes, you get the Black Friday discount. That's great. But yes, you have to pay for the membership at $33 a month, which again, is like nothing compared to what you're getting. So outside of that membership price, you're basically investing in FDN one time to have more content than you can ever practically go through. I don't know any one person. I don't even think anyone's even tried to do this. I don't know of any one person that's gone through all of the content that's in AFDNP. Have you even heard of that?
No, like there's too much. You'd be there for a very long time. I just looked it up. It's 981.
Not bad. 981 hours of archived content for you guys. And that is, again, actively being worked on because there's all these types of live calls every week. So let's touch on that. What types of live calls are happening every week? Because we have the business mastermind.
Yeah.
We can touch on that. And then there's also these other trainings. So what's going on there right now?
So a lot of it right now is focused on labs and supplements. So we're bringing in that education. So when you have the foundations from the FDN course that if you decide to, you can build on with other labs. So that's included in your membership. You get to learn about other labs for free, as well as any kind of supplements. There are kind of, some really great supplements out there that aren't necessarily used in the course. And we bring in, we like to train people how to use them. On top of that, we also have, obviously, we have the Monday Mastermind call, which is more an internal event. So that's run by FDN staff. But then we also try and do monthly business training. So we'll have a specific topic. So Jen Maleka, who you guys met, did you say yesterday she was on?
Yes, she was on yesterday. Yep.
Yeah. So you guys met her. She is coming in Q1 to do a business training for us. That is all included in your membership. We have Dr. Gupta, who lives in Australia. He's actually the medical director for Australia in FDN, at FDN. He's going to be coming on as well in January to go over MCAS with us, which is obviously a more kind of high level topic. But that is the whole point of AFDNP. It's, if you want the information, it is there to help you learn and grow. You don't have to go down that route. As Ev was saying, you go through the course, you have the tools that you need. You really, really do. You have the knowledge that you need to get started. But AFDNP came about because one, Reed, in his own words, said we wouldn't leave him alone, and just had so many questions. And two, people, they wanted to keep learning. I think the type of person that wants to do the FDN course is naturally like an inquisitive person. They want to learn, they want to grow, and they want to continue doing that. It's just part of who they are. And that is what we like to focus the calls around. So it's either support for the basic FDN, like foundational FDN, or it's more on kind of the growth side where you can dip your toe in the water. So for example, this call with Dr. Gupta, you can be like, oh, MCAS, what's that? You can learn a little bit about it. And then it's either going to be like, okay, this is super interesting, I want to learn more. And you can choose to, go on and do that. Or you can be like, that's really interesting, I don't think that's my area. And then, you can look at one of the other 900 plus webinars that we have and just like kind of dip into, what works for you. It's like having all those webinars is kind of a really great way to check, really, if you want to keep learning about a particular topic, yes, or you feel like I'm good, I've got what I need for that particular thing, and kind of grow from that.
I've never come up. I need to talk to like Elizabeth Gaines or Ryan Monahan because they're the queen and king of analogies, respectively. I've never really figured out a good analogy for it because I think people they do get overwhelmed and they're like, well, wait, there's all this other stuff. How much else do I need to know? And this is my poor analogy that I'm coming up with off the top of my head. It's almost like when you get FDN and when you finish that program, we gave you a car. Okay, it might be a base model car, but we gave you the car. And that's like really all you need, right? You can drive, you can go places, you can do all this stuff. If you want to start adding rims and you want to get crazy cool windshield wipers or whatever people get, or the decals, and I'll come up with a better one than this. This might be the only time you guys ever hear this poor analogy. It's kind of like that because at the end of the day, if you have a car, you can get the places. You can get everywhere that you need to go. That is definitely the most important part, is to have a functioning car. But guys know how stylish you can get. And then there's the Ferraris and Lamborghinis and all that cool stuff. I live in downtown Austin. It's insane. I'm like, what do you people do? What do these people do? Because they're everywhere, man. I'm like, it's inspiring. They got something going on. I need to have them on for the money mindset calls that we were doing earlier this week. Yeah. So, but yeah, with that said, it's kind of like that. So what that means is to get to where you want to go. And in this analogy, that would be being an FDN practitioner, actually able to help people. You have the car. You don't need to add anything to get where you're going. But if you'd like to go into other topics a little bit deeper, if you'd like to get a little bit flashy, You can go as far as you'd like here. And where I really try to balance this is if we are going to enter a space that is not solved yet. And what I mean by solved is no one, including FDNs, as amazing as our practitioners are, no one that I know of is getting 100% of people better 100% of the time. That is going to be a revolutionary thing in medicine/healthcare. If that's not achieved yet, when we get into this space, it is my personal belief, not everyone agrees with this. I'm not even speaking necessarily on behalf of FDN right now. I'm speaking on behalf of me. I think that we have an ethical obligation to say, all right, I'm going to at least put some effort in every single day or week or month, whatever. But every single week or month, I'm going to get a little more educated about this. I'm going to get a little more intelligent about this so that I can contribute to that eventual solution. Because I don't think now, especially with AI and all these things, I don't think it's a matter of if we can get people 100% better 100% of the time. I think it's when. I don't think people understand what AI is actually doing with these things. They're more scared about it, but I'm like, guys, if it achieves what it in theory could achieve, this is a good problem to have. That's a great thing. You know, Boris, obviously from Thea Health, I'm sure he's been on an AFDNP.
Yeah.
And we see him at Hicks. You know, he explained this really well to me. He's like, I'm not a CGM company. So Thea is they sell a CGM, continuous glucose monitor. He's like, no, we're not a CGM company. We're a data collection company. So, of course, I have it charging right now. Sorry, I don't have my Oura Ring on. Wow.
I got mine on.
Thank you. So Lucy's Oura Ring right now, and my Oura Ring, and my mom's, and Maddie's, all of these are collecting data all the time. And there's millions of users on that are collecting data all the time. Same thing with the CGMs. So what happens is, just like human beings notice patterns, how do you get diagnosed with type 2 diabetes? Well, we started to notice a pattern that when your fasting blood glucose happens to be this amount here, and then you get tested again and it's still this amount here, you are very likely to have a problematic issue with your blood sugar and you are becoming insulin resistant. We don't know that until we see the patterns over time. Same thing with the thyroid ranges, and this is true for any biomarker really, but the thyroid ranges as well. As recently as 10, 15 years ago, there were still labs saying that a TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone level, of 10.0 was appropriate. That's insane by today's Western medicine standards, and it's certainly insane by functional standards. For those that don't know, we'd be looking for that at like a 2 to 2.5 in functional, and even Western is only going to go up to like 3.5 to 4.5, depending on the lab now. So how did we get those things? It's human observation and pattern recognition over time. But as you can tell, the issue with it is it takes humans a while to figure this stuff out. So what happens when all these little data points are just there, collecting it, and they can sense these patterns before we ever get there? So it's just so cool to see what's going to happen and how much we'll be able to do for people. But today, in 2025, we're not there yet. So until we get to that point, which I think actually will be a beautiful and amazing thing, we have this ethical obligation, in my opinion, to keep learning in order to help us get to that point faster. We're not just banking on the AI companies. There's other things that can work. And so I just hope that you guys realize and just remember this, but some of you guys are in training, some of you are about to start, and you'll understand fully what we're talking about today. The second that you go into that graduate group, through no fault of Lucy or anyone that has helped create it, it's the Wild West. Just because you get FDNs that have been doing it for 10 years versus you that's been doing it for one day. So it is a little bit of a different experience. Just remember, you cannot graduate from this course without being ready to help people. It is not possible. You can't. Why? Because selfishly, we want our reputation to be good. Why would we want people going out there that don't know what they're doing? So we wouldn't graduate you unless you know what you're doing, because then you are a bad representative of what we stand for at best. And at worst, you do something actually unethical and wrong, right? That's not good. So you have the knowledge to help 95% of this population, I promise you, the second that you graduate from FDN. But things like AFDNP are so that we, one, can just, again, selfishly kind of feed our curiosity that some of us just have endlessly. But also, in my opinion, again, ethically, we have to keep learning about this stuff until we solve these issues, until people can choose not to deal with an autoimmune issue, until people can choose not to deal with mental health issues like the ones that Lucy and I have dealt with. And Lucy shares this publicly. That's why she has a whole awesome Instagram account on this. That's why I'm sharing it. So until we get there, we got to keep learning. And again, it's not just the health side, right? You also have a lot of things on the business. If you had to, sorry to put you on the spot with this, but if you had to divide out, let's just round it up to 1,000 hours right now. How much time in those 1,000 hours would you say is dedicated towards business versus advanced health trainings?
Since I took over as AFDNP director, I think it's almost 3 years now. So since I've been AFDNP director, I would say we are 60% clinical, 40% business. It kind of changes from week to week depending on what is going on. We do have our weekly business call, which is a standard and just stays no matter what. But the clinical stuff kind of changes depending, like you say, things change really quickly. So that depends what's going on in the market. But although we always have the one business training, we normally have a couple of clinical trainings going on in the same week. So little split there. But the business side can be hard for people to navigate. And it's part of the reason why I really encourage people to join AFDNP. Obviously, I'm biased. I think it's great. But guys, I went through the course too. 2019, I graduated in January 2020. I did the whole building a business on my own, and I did it without joining AFDNP. And then I was like, what am I doing? And joined AFDNP. And I cannot tell you the difference that it made to me, because being an entrepreneur it's hard. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's so easy. You just post on Instagram and everything all comes together. It's not that easy. So having that community that are either going through the same thing as you or have been through the same thing as you, and you've got powerhouses like Raywin Guerrera in there, and Jen Maleka, and I mean, countless others. There's multiple six-figure FDNs in there and so on. You can tap into their knowledge. You can get information from them from just being in AFDNP alone. Mm-hmm. So it's a really great place to build a community and to get support, which is, I believe, is incredibly important for the business side, because it can be hard navigating it alone.
I do see all your comments. I had to highlight this one. This is funny. Someone said, I don't want a flashy car. I want the jet.
Fair enough. I like that one.
Yes, fair enough. What we will do next is we'll show you guys some of the things that are within there. We haven't even got to touch on the natural medicines database, the job board. I know we briefly shared the job board yesterday. Some of you guys were on for that. We're not going to spend 20 minutes on it. We'll just show it briefly. So I'll give Lucy a second here, and then we'll pull these things up. Because again, the trainings are great, but believe it or not, there are other things that you get being a part of AFDNP. While she does that, I would argue, quite frankly, that just the ability to chat in that group is worth the membership. And maybe this wasn't even always the case, if I'm being honest. Maybe it wasn't worth it the first day that it opened up. But now there are so many people involved, and they're so smart. And I see that you're sharing. I'll pull it up in a moment. They have such extensive backgrounds, and they're different, right? So if I want to say this correctly. If I were to go in there, let's say, gosh forbid, one of my family members or someone else that I care about and love was diagnosed with some condition I've never even heard of. If I were to go in there and be like, have you guys ever heard of this? I don't know. I would have to try to stump these people. I feel like there's going to be someone in there that's like, yes, I've heard of this. Here's someone that I can direct you to for extra help. I mean, that's kind of a blessing to be able to have something like that. You know what I mean? So let me pull this up for you, Lucy.
Yeah. Okay, so I just want to answer this question quickly. So someone's asking, how does it work? Is it like a group chat with a moderator or updates in a newsletter? So we don't have a group chat. We have our Facebook group, which is where all the conversations are happening. People post. Maybe we can have a quick glance at that if we get enough time.
Sure.
So people will ask questions in there. It's anything from marketing questions to this marker on my client's lab is unexpected. Like, does anyone have any input? All kind of things going on in there. Maybe you just need a bit of support. I'm bored of posting on Instagram and getting no sales. What can I do? And as Ev has already said, there is just the biggest range of FDNs in there. We've got FDNs in there that have been FDNs since like 2016, and we've got FDNs that just got let in this morning, for example. Mm-hmm. So we have that. And then we have our dashboard, which we're going to show you right now. So this is kind of where all your goodies live. We have the calendar up here. If you are part of AFDNP, you do get to be part of our practitioner directory. Ev, did you go into this at all this week?
Not really, no. Nope, let's do it.
So the practitioner directory is basically, you can add yourself. If you're an AFDNP, you can choose to be part of this. You can see the little pins. This is obviously not everyone that's an FDN. This is just people that are on the job board. But basically, this is on our public-facing website. This lives on functionaldiagnosticnutrition.com. So the public can come along and they can search through. They can have a look at locations. They can have a look through the actual directory itself, and they can find their FDN. That is currently an exclusive AFDNP being part of that board. Mm-hmm. So we've got the natural medicines database. Now this is a little gem. Let's go to this first then. So this is included in your membership. It's if you, this is taking me to a new page. Can you, hang on, share this tab. There we go. Can you guys see that?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, so to get this by yourself, if you wanted to sign up for the natural medicine database, it's $200 for the year. But it is included in your membership. And it's such a great tool, you guys, because I was about to say when you're first starting out, but actually, honestly, this is a tool that you can utilize your entire career. If you have a client that is taking medication, you can actually come and check if there are any known interactions. So I'm always doing that. Okay, and maybe you did that, or you did. Maybe you want to, we'll just keep it simple. We're going to do some ashwagandha and your client is taking Zoloft. You can then search through and see if there are any known interactions. The best thing about this, you guys, is it's going to come up and tell you the study. So you can actually go on and you can actually click and have a look at the study here. And you can actually share these with your clients. Maybe some of them, they really want to get on ashwagandha, but it's just not going to work. You can actually show them. So it's just such a powerful tool. It gives you such great peace of mind. And there are some other tools on here as well that are pretty helpful. So you can look at nutrient depletions if your client is taking a specific medication. There are some helpful pregnancy. There's information around certain supplements that you can or can't take when you're pregnant. This is the effectiveness by condition. This is so say your client is dealing with anxiety. I always lean to mental health stuff because that's just what I'm just talking about. It's actually going to come and list some types of different therapy that might be helpful for your client. So if you're kind of stuck with a tricky client and you're looking for kind of alternative ways to help them, you might get some good information from here.
I didn't even realize it would include, not to cut you off, I didn't even realize it would include things like, if you scroll down a little bit, it says like mindfulness and music therapy. That's kind of cool that's there.
Yeah, it is cool. It's alternative, but this can be really helpful for this particular tool is very helpful for helping clients reduce stress, literally. Obviously, that's a base of what we do at FDN. And if you're feeling a bit stuck, this might help you out. But really, most people do come here for the interactions checker because it's just gives you such peace of mind, especially when you have a client that is on multiple medications. It's just very helpful.
Did you see? So this is so funny. Ms. Lexi's, I think, Lexi, if I'm not mistaken, then you said a practical 5 or something. You're almost finished up. She's like, wait, does this come with it? So yes, guys, this everything that we have showed you so far, other than the practitioner directory, because that is an additional small amount, right? Mm-hmm. Is that still the case? Let's be fully transparent about everything. Yeah. $43 a month gets you everything that we've showed so far, with the exception of the practitioner directory. How much extra is that to do it?
So that's $99 for the year. So it works out, I think it's $8.26.
Okay, so $40 a month gets you the practitioner directory as well. But natural medicines database, yes, 100% included in the $33 a month. Job board, obviously the Facebook group, all the archive content. The only thing that has any additional cost is $8 a month, apparently, for the practitioner directory.
Yes, yeah. And that is, you can only join the practitioner directory, even though it is an additional payment if you are in AFDNP.
Where Lexi and some probably 5 today. Nice, great job. Where she probably got confused just because you listed the price. So just so everyone gets this, Natural Medicines Database. If you were to buy that yourself, didn't you say it's $200 something a year?
It's $200 for the year. Yeah, last time I checked, I'm not actually sure if it's gone up, but yeah.
Right. So, well, no, this is what we love to do for you guys, because when you buy these things in bulk, like a company can, then we're able to help out because we get all these subscriptions for them. So if we just took the 200 divided by 12. Yeah, I mean, you'd be paying $16 a month anyway just to go get the Natural Medicines Database. But for 33, you get everything else AFDNP has and the Natural Medicines Database. She said, wow, FDN just keeps getting better. LOL. Great.
Hope to see you in AFDNP.
Yes.
Okay, so then I'll quickly open the job board, which I think I've showed you yesterday. So as you can see, we have quite a few jobs from the last month, which is great. When we first started this board, if we got 2 for a month, that was a good month. So it just shows you again how much FDN is growing. A really cool thing about this, so this job here, Mandy Robertson, she's actually an FDN. So you guys, when you get to the point where you need people to work under you, you can post your own job on our job board, which is really cool. And again, this is an AFDNP perk. So if you are not in AFDNP, you do not get access to the job board. You have to be part of AFDNP. This is an extra. It's included in that $33 a month, but you do need to be part of it to get access.
Can I say one thing about this?
Please.
So, and guys, again, this is not always normal. This is exceptional right now. But some of the deals, like, there's been this exponential effect with the job board that when someone comes in, especially a company, and they start hiring FDNs, first of all, there's a few places, and they share this publicly, so I can share it. Dr. Tracy Gappin only hires FDNs. Dr. Will Cole, and you're like, wait, does he mean that guy that's huge on Instagram that interviews people that are like in politics? And yes, only hires FDNs and shares that publicly. It's on his website. So he actually has a whole section just for FDNs. But then you'll notice in that first one, that was Dr. Josh Axe's company, the Health Institute. And so they currently, and this was actually my wife, Maddie, who originally bridged that gap. So God bless. Their first wave outside of an initial test that we did was about 11 practitioners. I know for a fact right now, they are looking to bring on 25 practitioners. Now, just to be clear, with all these jobs, some people love them, some people don't like them. That's called life, right? So if you want to build your own thing, we encourage you to do the entrepreneurial route. That's why we always teach you how to do this. But if you're going to want to work for someone else, that's fine. Those opportunities are there. Correct me if you disagree, please, Lucy. I still would not say today, as of 11/26/2025, I do not think it would be fair for us to say, if you're looking for a job within the first 2 weeks of graduating, go through FDN, you'll be good to go. We can definitely get you placed. I don't think that's accurate yet. It would be more accurate than ever before, but we're not there yet, right?
I agree. I wouldn't personally go through FDN and seeing that as an employed job path. But I would go through if you wanted to improve your own health or start your own business and, maybe work for someone on the side. It is getting, like I said, when we first started this job board, we were getting 2 jobs a month, and a lot of them would be part-time. Now we are getting full-time requirements for FDNs, and there are multiple people that have full-time jobs because they went through FDN.
What would you say the average, and by the way, you can go low if you'd like, just so we're being, again, always honest with people. What would you say the average per hour that these people are paying our FDN practitioners is?
It's probably, I don't know about the average, but the range is $40 to $80 an hour.
$40 to $80 USD an hour.
Yeah. And
so 40 would be on that lower end.
Yes. So okay. That's the minimum we tend to get. $40, and then the most is $80.
Well, Lucy, I actually remember, I think there was a listing somewhat recently that had 20, and you didn't like my wording last time when I was like, Lucy went and fought for us. Lucy's like, I'm not a fighter. I didn't fight anything. I just suggested. But you actually went to that person and you got them to double what they were offering originally, right? From 20 to 40.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just told them you're not going to get any applicants with this. The minimum we get on the job board is 40, and they were offering 20, and then they came back and they said, okay, can you make it 40?
And again,
and we got a bunch of applicants.
Yes, to be abundantly clear, it's not like there's enough jobs for every single person. That's why we encourage an entrepreneurial route for this. Entrepreneurship, by the way, is one of the most fun things that you'll ever do. It's amazing the people that we talk to, because I get why the average person wouldn't like entrepreneurship, because it is tough. Some of you people, and I mean this is the best compliment I could give. Some of you people have been through the most insane health challenges and trauma. I couldn't even dream it up for a movie. Right. And you challenged that, you beat that, you fought through it, and then you're too scared to start the business side. I'm like, you will crush business, my friend. You just had an autoimmune condition for 25 years. You don't have it anymore. You think like you had to become a different person, a stronger person to beat what you did there. That is the same thing with entrepreneurship. It is impossible to be the same person that you are right now if you have a business doing multiple 6 figures or a business doing 7 figures a year. You have to become a better version of yourself. And we always speak to a lot of people, and people misinterpret certain things, and that's fine. If you speak to enough people, that will happen, especially if you speak to them as quickly as I do, as my caffeine is kicking in. But when I say a better person, I do not mean your intrinsic God-given value. That's completely different. I mean better to the marketplace, which can translate into other things in your life, by the way, because the marketplace rewards discipline. Discipline in your personal life does actually help a lot. People tend to like that. So just something to think about there. We can leave this up for a moment, please. I'm going to put the chat up for us because there was some questions here, and we appreciate you guys asking. Have we explored quantum energy ever on the AFDNP webinars? Have we ever had someone in talking about
that? No. I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to think, because we have had energy work. We've had people come on and talk about energy work, but I don't think specifically quantum energy.
I'm not skipping questions here, but this is a comment, and it's a 30 to 60 second delay on Restream, by the way, Lucy, if you don't remember. I know it's been a little bit. Lexi, wait, FDN is so needed. I've been marketing nothing fancy, and I've done 30 plus consult calls in the last month. How? Because you're not even graduated yet. So you've done, I want to make sure I'm understanding this. You've done 30 individual consult calls in the last month, and you're not even graduated yet. Let me know that in the chat. That's insanely cool. Yeah. Okay. This part from Angelique. Hi, Angelique. Sorry, can you repeat if the practitioner directory is mainly for those job hunting? So no.
No. So the job board is for FDN's job hunting. The practitioner directory is for you to put your information in the directory so that the members of the public who come to our website, who are looking to get help but don't necessarily want to go down the FDN route, they just want to be told how to get better. That is where they can go to find you. Cool. Does that make sense? Let me know if you have any more questions on that, Angelique, or if I need to explain that differently.
And remember, job board fully included in the $33, the practitioner directory. So you are an independent person, you have your own business, you just want to shout it out on our directory, that's an additional $8 per month because it's the $99 for the year. Mm-hmm. And can we, again, let's be real about this too. I have heard good stories on the practitioner directory, people getting a client or two here and there, especially after we do a major event. I don't know of anyone that's gotten like 4 or 5 off of it. So I think the logic behind the directory is you are there. As we drive more people to it over time, it's going to work better. But if you're only paying $8 a month and you got one $5,000 client ever, that's probably a pretty good gig. But are you hearing the same kind of things where, it might take months just to even get one person from it?
Yeah, and again, I wouldn't, it's kind of like going through FDN expecting to get a full-time job. I wouldn't expect to put my listing up and that's the only way I'm going to market myself. It's not really, I wouldn't necessarily include it in like a hardcore marketing plan, but it is obviously helpful. We have had practitioners get clients, but it's not like a constant stream of clients for one practitioner. There's a few hundred FDNs on there for people to look through. So we're not quite there yet in terms of traffic, but we are growing. So who knows?
Yeah, I feel like every name I've seen so far has been on enough this month, so you guys kind of get it. If it is your first time tuning in, this is just how we do events. We don't believe in getting on here and just say, "Hey, here's the highlights and everything's perfect." That is so stupid. Because you know why? Every person knows that there's no perfect course out there. So when someone tries to paint it that way, then you don't believe it because you know it's not true inherently. So we'll just show you what we're really good at, and we'll show you some things that we're working on, and then you get to make a decision if the pros outweigh the cons for you for the month. So yeah, Lexi, this is awesome. TikTok, Facebook, and IG sharing her story and what FDN can do for people and placing flyers in the community spaces. So Lexi, by the way, you might have just gotten yourself on AFDNP when you graduate. We got to get her on the business mastermind or something to share this. I mean this seriously. I can't make that decision, but I think Lucy would be in the same boat as me that we would love to probably have you on. 30 consults in a month without even being graduated is insane.
Yeah, that is insane. That's insane for a grad, to be honest. So.
Yeah. But this is the stuff that I'm saying, guys. And I know some people, you're like, I haven't even started the course yet, Ev, you're getting way ahead of me. But like, there is no shortage of people to talk to. Lexi's not even graduated yet. She hasn't even finished. People are dying for this information and to know that there is hope with this stuff. You have to have the courage to go out and share it in some way. That's what we talk about. You could talk to your friends and family. You could talk on social. You could go give in-person talks. You could give webinars or whatever. I don't care which you choose or if you choose all of them. All of them would be ideal. You could pick one, though, and be very successful just in one avenue. Lucy was very successful just doing the social media side. I've had the most success just doing the in-person talks. You could also do paid advertisement, which I would not recommend to any FDN practitioner if they just started. I think that's very silly. But technically, that's another way. You pick which one that you want to do, but you have to pick at least one. If you're not going to do anything that puts yourself out there, then of course you're not going to get results. But look at what's happening to her. She's just sharing it, not even graduated yet, and people are dying to talk to her. So will that always be the case? No, and I hope it's actually not, because that means people aren't suffering as bad. Right now, we have 50% of the population in the United States alone dealing with a chronic disease. That's 170 million people. Our brains can't comprehend the numbers that I'm talking about right now. No. Okay, so we need more people doing this. Thank you very much, Lexi. That's great. All right, here we go. I don't know if you can do this all off the top of your head, but can we please list again the pricing part and then what's all included in the $33?
I will try. Okay. So $33 a month. With that, you get the option to purchase the Practitioner Directory, which is $99 a month for the year. Okay. That's an additional charge, but you have to be in AFDNP to get access to it. You get the job board. You get our Facebook group. You get this little dashboard. Let me go back to my dashboard. So you get access to this. This is not available to you if you do not join AFDNP. You get access to the Natural Medicine Database. You get access to our webinar library. You heard us talking about how many hours we have. We're almost at 1,000 hours of webinars, so you have lots to be learning if you join. You also get access to some AFDNP discounts and things like that for various courses, like outside of FDN, as well as discounts for FDN courses. Mm-hmm. I think that's it.
I think that's enough. I don't know. I don't feel like there is any reason that we can't do this. We don't have to get like too in depth with it. Were we able to share the Facebook group, or do you not want to do that?
Let me just see what I've pulled. I don't want to share anything that might be like sensitive to clients. So
totally got that. All right, so you do that. I can answer this question. Is there a Black Friday promotion for this as well? No, there's not a Black Friday promotion for AFDNP. And just so you know, this is a graduate-only group, and I know Andorin. And by the way, I hate getting people's names wrong. So is it Andorin? Is that correct? I can't tell what your full name is based on your username, and I know you've been on like all of these, so I want to make sure I'm starting to get it right. But with that said, so the AFDNP is only available to people who graduate anyway, so it's not like you'd be able to purchase this now. And the $33 a month is what it's going to be. We've actually tried to raise the price. The people said they didn't want that. And well, I want you guys to know this. It matters and shows that we listen. They said, no, we don't want this. We don't want to pay more right now. And so we immediately put it back, and that's not going to change. And then we figured out a way to do it, because originally I think we were trying to include the practitioner directory. And we said, okay, well, what we can do instead is add this on if you'd like it, or you could keep the other stuff for $33. So you're not going to get a sale on AFDNP, but you get a ton for what is being offered. So back to you, Lucy. Are we able to do Facebook?
Yeah, we'll have a quick glance. Okay.
Now you're getting the real stuff.
This is our private Facebook group. Again, this is exclusive to AFDNP membership. So this is the $33 a month. So you can see we have over 1,200 members. You're not sharing, my friend. You're not sharing. Not sharing. Oh, it didn't give me the option to switch tabs.
If you click H, it'll also share a screen on this very easily.
It stopped sharing for some reason. I don't know what happened. We'll do it again.
Okay, right. I see it again. I'll bring it back in.
So, all right, exclusive Facebook group. 1,200 members. That's just over that. At the top, you're going to get all the pinned posts. This is normally calls and anything else, that we think is very important for you guys to know. This is what I'm talking about. You can come in and you can, this is a ARMY task. So this is for mold. So if you are looking for, a bit of support around that, you can, post that and ask questions. And, you can ask about your own health. You can ask, this is about, one of the jobs that we've got going on. Someone sharing about turmeric powder. Like this one. I love this one. She's celebrating that she signed her first FDN client. Go, Michelle. Like,
I like you. Like, yes.
This is AFDNP in real time, guys. You can share. I mean, obviously share appropriately, but it's a place to get support and learn. And I think it's so important. I cannot stress to you how important it is to have a community around you that are cheering you on and supporting you, because it's hard. Mm-hmm. Being an entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart. It takes a certain type of person. If FDN piques your interest, you are probably that type of person. But you need a community.
Mm-hmm. That was very nice of you. I don't think we've ever shared the Facebook group publicly, but I'm glad that you guys get the vibe of it, because even that ARMY test, I mean, that had 18 comments. The thing after that had like 39, 40 comments. So this is a very engaged thing. And I think one of my favorite parts always is going to be the fact that if you went to those comments, it's not just the clinical advisors who are, by the way, like you saw Whitney's post there talking about turmeric for leaky gut. Whitney Morgan is one of our clinical advisors. And I don't know if the position name changes. She also helps monitor that group though, correct?
Yeah, she's still she's a clinical advisor. We have, I think it's 8 in FDN total, but there are 3 in the Facebook group that help out with questions. So you have the expertise of a clinical advisor who is a very, very experienced FDN, and then you've got the whole range. You've got the people that have been there since 2016. And you're going to get some answers from them, or you might have someone that is slightly newer, which I think is fantastic because it gives you multiple different perspectives.
Yep. So yeah, guys, we help you as much as we can. And I know I really appreciate some of the comments today, because it's like, holy crap, this keeps getting, well, she didn't say holy crap, but she did say FDN just keeps getting better. That was an Ev added. But this whole, one, Reed's a good dude. Obviously, he's trying to create the best thing that he possibly can. But what you guys need to understand is there's about 50 people that work here right now. Might be a little more than that. If there's 50 people that work here, 45 plus of them were FDN graduates before they came onto staff, including Lucy, including myself, including Brandy Buscow, our COO, including Elizabeth Gaines, our education director. I mean, you're talking people in major positions in the company that are help making decisions. Reed said, cool, you guys graduated from my program. Come on in. Help me figure it out. Help me do better. So we are, when it seems like, oh, is this really this good? It's like, yes. And I think one of the unique reasons is just because how many people do you know? How many founders do you know just hire in-house? Almost every position that we have in this company gets sent out to our graduate and trainee list before we ever put it out to the public. And thankfully, we've been able to maintain most of the positions that way. Our marketing director, we love her. She's basically an FDN now, right, Pam?
She's an honorary FDN.
Yes, we love her. She's not an FDN, but like most of the other people are FDNs first. So when it seems like, how did they think of all this stuff? Why does it seem almost too good? It's because we're literally building what we always wanted when we went through. And I don't know of any other place either that does the postgraduate interviews. I think that is so insane that we have done. I mean, Reed's done over 2,000 now.
I've done 20.
Nice.
You're
putting the reps.
It's been actually really helpful. It's helped with some AFDNP things. So I think that's what I love about the company. It's just, you get into the community and you can't leave. You just can't. And it is as good as you think it's going to be. Everyone is cheering each other on. There is a reason that we're all still here. And I think the other cool thing, which you didn't mention, Ev, is some of the staff that are not FDNs have either come from FDNs, like so their partner is an FDN, or they've become so involved in the business that their partner has then decided to go through FDN. Like, it's happened a few times. Like, it's like FDN is real, you guys. It works. It gets under your skin, and when you see the difference it makes in your own life, in your family's life, it's like, I'm just going to do this forever. Like, why would I need to do anything else?
At least until the problems are solved. And I never want to sound dramatic when I say that, but like, I just don't, when you understand what you can offer people, you can't do anything else. You might be able to have 2 jobs at once. I get that. That's fine. But if you have any shred of empathy for other human beings, it's like impossible to not do this in some way in your life. It might be someone that writes blogs. It might be someone that goes out and speaks or just shares things in their communities. I don't care how you do it, but you are incapable of not sharing this with others because you see what we're able to do. And I hope one day, my prayer actually is we go out of business because we don't need to do this stuff anymore, because we're not dealing with a world that has poisoned itself to innovate more and more, right? Or under the guise of innovation, because I think plenty of the innovation can still happen without us poisoning ourselves. There's nothing more than we'd all love than to not need this job anymore, to not have to do this. I'll go do something else. I'll go sell real estate, or Lucy's had to listen to my damn debates. I'll go be a lawyer. That was my original plan as a kid. I think I'd be a good lawyer, right? Yes. So I'll go do that. But for now, we got to do this because the world needs us. And if you guys are looking to be a part of that mission, something bigger than yourself, I think it's clear after the last couple of weeks, and especially after today's talk that Lucy and I just did, you're in the right place. So let's see if there's any last second questions here. Lucy does have a hard stop on the hour. Just a comment, beautiful one. Community is one of the things that helped me in my decision to enroll. I have not been disappointed. Awesome. We're glad to see you on the other side, or happy to almost see you on the other side. Lucy, any final words of wisdom?
Just sign up. Honestly, it will, as long as you actually do the course and, commit to it, you will not regret it. It changed my life. It's changed my family's life. It's changed the trajectory of my life. Like, I literally, I know you guys would be like, well, of course you work for them, but I've also been in your position where I had to decide if I was going to make that big investment. And I did. And I do not regret it for one moment.
Can I shout out your IG handle? Because I think it's inspiring for them to get to see.
Sure.
All right. So she has a great IG handle, very easy to remember. It's literally That Anxious Girl Lucy. So make sure you guys follow her on Instagram. I will put that in the chat. And I know that she was more active on that years ago, but I feel like it's like you're really starting up again. And so I think they can learn from it.
So you guys, I kind of pieced out for a bit. I did Instagram, I ran my business on Instagram, and then I joined FDN and I stopped coaching. I have just started coaching again. So I'm going through all of this as well. I got my first again client last week. So
bam, nice, Lucy. Let's go, baby. Oh, that's so cool. So guys, Jenna just dropped a link below. She's behind the scenes today to book a call with our team. Please, if you need to talk to someone before enrolling, book now. We're not, of course, we want you in the course, right? Of course, we want you in the course. But we can't be doing this December 7th. You cannot call us December 7th and say, I want the Black Friday sale. We're not going to do that. I get it. It's not because we're trying to play hardball. It's like that is just a thing that cannot happen. Rita is not going to go for it. I promise you that. So if you know that you need to talk to someone, just get on the calendar and book in beforehand, because we only got so many days left. In a half an hour, and Lucy, if you need to drop, you can. I just got to go through now. Thank you so much. In a half an hour, she rocks. In a half an hour, we will be replaying the initial keynote. So there's no other major sessions today. If you did miss the keynote and you would like to hang out with us, feel free. I'll be back on with you guys in 30 minutes. I hope that you have a great Thanksgiving. If you do celebrate, if you can, please listen to Ev here. I've told you guys so many times, though. If you make no other session for the remainder of this week, not that there's much left, and the weekend, because we might do some things this weekend. Awesome. Andrew just booked a call. Welcome. And we're glad to be able to talk to you. Make December 1st, Monday, December 1st at 1 o'clock Eastern, we are doing our closing keynote with Leah Brueggemann. It is going to be epic. We're giving away Amazon gift cards to help with the holidays. We're giving away an advanced course just for showing up. And Leah is approaching a 7-figure FDN business. So if you're not good with numbers, I always say this, that's 2 commas, my friend. That means $1 million+ in a year. And she does this while helping people. People love her. So imagine you can make that type of income while actually having a client base that doesn't resent you. They actually love you and send their friends and family to you. That is a darn good way to do it. So make sure you guys block that off. Monday, December 1st, 1 o'clock Eastern. If you need to get into the course or need to talk to someone, either go right to our website and buy there or book in with one of our course enrollment advisors. And I'll see those of you that want to check out the replay of the initial